It's like having a huge telephoto lens, but it's just in there.
Let me ask you this. If your phone can shoot sharp pictures, record 4K video, and even edit instantly, why bother carrying a big, heavy camera?
Hold on. There's a reason why professional photographers still show up with 2 or 3 cameras strapped around their necks.
Someone asked me that why am I going around with 2 cameras, and said it just helps with my documentary process. I have a camera with me that has a longer lens, that has a telephoto lens that can capture in a longer distance, and I also have a camera with me that can capture in a wide distance. So you are documentary, you don't know what is going to happen next. You meet yourself in a tight corner. A telephoto lens cannot perform there. If you're carrying the lens, you have to now start changing. Then the moment, as a documentary photographer, you're trying to freeze the moment. The moment is already gone. But when you have the 2 cameras that has the telephoto lens and also has the wide lens, you can easily switch and quickly take the wide angles and take the telephoto's angles.
Some people believe that their smartphone can do everything a DSLR does. And honestly, at weddings or concerts, I see people with just phone capturing amazing shots.
Like the project I was part of in my school, Prince Abubakar Audio University in Ayimba, Kogi State, we engage the phone camera to produce good results using just an iPhone camera, and it came out good.
A phone camera can give you a nice wide shot, maybe even a decent close-up. But can a phone really open up the full language of angles the way a DSLR does?
Let's start with angles. In cinematography, an angle simply means the position of the camera in relation to the subject. But it's far more than just where you place the camera. It's how you shape the story. Take a low angle. It makes a subject look commanding, towering above us. A high angle, on the other hand, weakens them, making them look small, almost fragile. A handheld shot creates tension and chaos, while a smooth tracking shot brings elegance and calm. But remember, this language of angles wasn't born yesterday.
Photography itself, it's a combination of light and drawings. That's photography. The graphics is like a drawing part of it. The photo part of it is light. So that is to say that anything photography cannot come into existence without light.
Photography started with massive box cameras in the 1800s. Then came film reels, DSLRs, and now phones with multiple lenses squeezed into something thinner than your palm. Each era didn't kill the one before. It layered on top. That's why the conversation isn't really phone versus DSLR, but how each tool has evolved to tell stories differently across time.
Just the type of camera today, in today's technology, does not determine the quality of what you get, okay? Just the type of camera is not the determining factor of the kind of quality you're going to end up with. It doesn't also determine how creative you are. The beauty of having a professional system is that you have a whole lot of parameters that you can adjust to get your picture look right. But this also depends on skill. And then someone who has, let's take for instance, a phone, a mobile phone, who has also become very conversant with shooting with a mobile device, can also generate excellent video quality. So it's really tough to say which is better at this present point in time. What is better ultimately is what you create with that tool.
So when we ask, can a phone really open up the full language of angles the way a DSLR does? The answer is clear. Cinematography isn't just about recording what happens. It's about controlling how the audience feels.
Imagine you documenting a very dark room event, right? As much as possible, you're trying to ensure that you're not missing out the ambience of that situation. You're not turning a dark room to a light room. So with this kind of cameras now, and with the functionalities of the lens, you'll be able to document them in such a way that you're keeping the ambient. Because as your documentary photography, you're telling a story. You're not coming to put a different scenario into a particular situation. You're trying to tell the story of that scenarios and showcase those things.
That's something professional gear gives you with precision, while the phone often gives you only convenience.
So let's face it, don't you think convenience is king? I mean, I can shoot, edit, and upload in minutes. My phone is always with me. Isn't that enough for today's content-driven world?
And convenience has now evolved into intelligence, hasn't it? Phones today don't just capture, they think. Imagine this: your shaky hands, AI stabilizes them. A dark room, it brightens it. Need a cinematic blur? Done in seconds. It can even suggest the best angle automatically. Sounds impressive, right? Almost like the phone has now become your co-director, making choices you didn't even realize you were making.
Over time, the mobile devices have gotten really, 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 really nice. So today, even with the event of AI, with the event of other forms of technology, you can see that mobile devices give out very high quality.
Now, think about the lens. It's simply what shapes how the camera sees the world, isn't it? Wide, telephoto, macro, traditionally make you carry heavy, expensive lenses for each of those effects. But my phone, it has them built right in. A wide lens for landscapes, an ultra-wide for group shots, a telephoto for portraits, and even a macro for those tiny close-ups. Amazing, isn't it?
That's why so many people today feel like one phone in their pocket can compete with a bag full of DSLR gear.
But tell me, if the phone can now think, choose, and even enhance for us, who's really in charge? The storyteller or the technology?
I will always want to shoot on manual focusing because I will have a total control of adjusting the focusing belt. If you know that these are the nitty-gritty of your camera or what you are to do, you will come out with a perfect, good, clean picture.
Then there's the hidden factor, file size. Phones compress video heavily to save storage. Good for quick sharing, but you lose depth, shadows, and highlights that could be recovered in editing. DSLRs, on the other hand, capture in RAW gigabytes of data for just 1 minute of footage. Why? Because professionals need the freedom to color grade, to pull detail out of darkness, to push brightness without destroying the image.
As phone is evolving, cameras are also evolving, right? As the phone, now you can take a phone pictures and say you want to blast it on a billboard. Yes, you can manage it. You can get to somewhere on the billboard, but it won't give you the same quality as the camera would do. Because now we have like cameras that can give you as high as 50 megapixel, 80 megapixel, 100 megapixels. And those are the things that when you post them on a very large canvas, you still maintain the quality.
Cinematography isn't about saving space. It's about saving every possible detail, because those details carry emotion.
So the two things, when you're looking at a camera, the first question is, what exactly do you want to do? The second question is, what is your creative process? And maybe the third question would be, what camera do you have available at the point you want to execute that creative process? All camera, whether you're shooting a movie, you're doing a documentary, or you're just doing some level of documentation, all camera work is but an art. So it's important that everybody should find what tool they have available to be able to create.